Well, good morning once again, folks, and welcome back to the channel, and thank you for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers. And I know it's kind of hard to tell where one bay leaves off and the other one begins, but I just about 5 minutes ago finished doing all the epoxy work in this bay. This is the third bay now after the bulkhead, and that's that one, if you recall in that previous video, I laid all that fiberglass tape down in the bottom of those compartments. And like I said in that video, it's a lot of repetitious work. All I can do now is move on to the next bay, and I'll be right back. Now, I do have another project coming up that I do want to talk about a little bit here, and what you're looking at right there is the stock off of a Marlin Model 25 MN chambered in 22 Magnum. And as you can see right there, somebody did a nice little piece of artwork right there on that stock. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to attempt to rescue this stock. I really don't want to order a new stock from Boyd's. They're quite expensive, probably more than what I paid for this rifle. And so I'm going to document all of that in a separate video. And as a matter of fact, I recorded the disassembly of this rifle in another video, and I'm still editing and uploading all that footage. But just wanted to show you that. Be watching for that video. I'm going to be doing this in my spare time. This is going to be a little bit more time consuming, even more so than what I'm doing over there on the boat right now. So, alright folks, we will catch you later. Okay, I'm back. And just like this bay right here, I've got a couple of compartments here that need a little bit of fiberglass work before I lay in the epoxy. Right here, as you may recall, there is a center cap running right down the middle on the bottom of the boat, and that's the inside of that cap right there. And so I'm just going to lay a little bit of tape right along that seam. And of course I'm going to leave a gap right here. I'm going to leave myself enough room to do like I did here. You know, I want to be able to flow that epoxy into that joint right there and have it making contact with the plywood. Alright folks, we'll be right back. Okay folks, I'm back. And yes, the boat build rocks on. We're just rocking along with this, and I have 4 compartments done, these 3 left to go, and I just finished laying the fiberglass tape in the bottom of these 4 compartments right here, right on top of that seam right there. I talked about that in the previous video, or it may have been in an earlier segment, but anyway, I did talk about that previously, and I felt like I needed to lay some fiberglass on the top of that little filler piece right there along that center cap. Alright folks, I'll just keep on doing what I'm doing here. I've got to get these compartments ready for epoxy. I'll be back. Okay folks, I'm back, and this fiberglass is all cured now, so I'm ready to lay the epoxy in all these corners in this next bay right here, just like I did here, just like I've been saying over and over and over again. It's just a whole lot of the same old stuff over and over. But I did get a couple of things done back here on the transom. Hopefully I've got enough light. It is nighttime. I've got my garber drains installed. I don't have the plugs run all the way in. Still got to put some Teflon tape on those. And I started working on the transom right here on the area where I'm going to mount the outboard. And I started smoothing out all these thickened epoxy beads right here in these corners. Let me follow my hand there. And like I said, I started smoothing all these corners because this all gets fiberglassed, and I've talked about it before. You need nice smooth radiuses for the fiberglass. And I've also got to get this area right here ready for these little pieces of stainless steel. I talked about these several videos back, I'm going to have two pieces of stainless that's going to kind of form like a little sandwich right here. It's going to be a transom sandwich. That one piece is going to attach here on the inboard side, and of course this piece it's going to attach right there. I'm not going to try to hold it in place right now. These things are actually pretty heavy, and it's late and I don't want to drop this thing on the floor and make a bunch of noise. But like I said, I've been getting transom prepped for those pieces, and once we get finished with all this, then we'll be moving on to the transom, and hopefully we'll have a little bit different content for you there in these videos. Like I said, folks, I know it's a lot of the same old stuff over and over again, you know, with all the epoxy work in these bays, and there's only so much I can record for you, you know, when there's just so much of that kind of work going on. But we're getting close to the end here, and like I said, once I get these bays, get all the epoxy work done, then I can start work on the transom, because I do want to go ahead and mount the outboard. Hopefully within the next month we'll be towing it out to the lake, and we'll get our float test done. All right, folks, I'll see you later. Okay, folks, for those of you who have been following this project right here, I'm at a good stopping point on this. Once I start applying the finish to the stock, that's going to take several days. Linseed oil, it just takes so long to dry, and so that ends up being a process that is several days long. Sometimes it's several weeks. It just depends on the weather. And so I'm going to go ahead and put this on hold. Now it's time to get back on the boat. And the goal today is to get as much of this done as I can. I've got 1, 2, 3 bays left to complete here, and ideally I would love to get all these done today. I just don't know, it just takes so long to do that work. It just takes so long to apply that epoxy and install all these little plastic drain tubes, and and then work the epoxy around those drain tubes and get it right. And so I don't know, I'm going to make a run at it. We will see. I'll be back shortly. And just like that, I am back, and I am finished with these 4 compartments right here. I didn't get as far as I wanted to. Just these 4 compartments here were very time consuming. I probably spent about 3.5 to 4 hours just laying the thickened epoxy in the bottom corners of these compartments right here. And of course that would be the right hand half of this bay, and that's the right hand half of this bay. But like I said, it was just very tedious, very time consuming, and also I'm down to the point now where I'm going to have to order more fiberglass resin and more Cabasil. Even though you wouldn't think it by looking at it, I am really burning through a lot of resin and a lot of the Cabasil, which I use to thicken the resin to make my epoxy. So that right there is as good a place to stop as any, and so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. So until next time, you folks take care. We will see you in the next video. And so folks, I do thank each and every one of you for watching, and I especially want to thank you for your patience right now, because like I said, I know this is just a lot of the same old stuff over and over and over again that I'm recording right now. But like I said, we will push through this, and we will get to a point where we will be able to move on to the next phase of all this completion work right here. And so until next time, again, I thank you all for watching. I thank all my subscribers, and God bless each and every one of you. And as always, in all things, to God be the glory.